Good afternoon. This afternoon I have the pleasure of introducing Steve Natoli. To anyone in the town of Secaucus at this time, Steve needs no introduction. He's a successful businessman and he's at every community event possible. So Steve, welcome. And
Thank you.
please tell us a little bit about your business, when you started, how you've grown, since you've grown tremendously, and your involvement with the town of Secaucus.
Great. Well, proud to say that tomorrow is 37 years that I am in business.
Wow.
September 24th, 1977. Started out very, very small. Basically just a grocery, candy, deli, but just for the neighborhood. And little by little, as our neighborhood has grown, as our town has grown, my business has grown with it. So I was blessed to land here in 1977, and I still look forward to coming here every day. So with that, I really can go on and on about my business, because I'm always promoting, but I'll leave it at that.
Well, you are, and your business is growing, but I know that almost every group, the Friends of the Library, anybody in the town of Secaucus, the ball players, anybody is always eating Steve Natoli's pizzas and
Thank you.
sandwiches, and you're wonderful, make wonderful donations to the town. Why do you feel that's in your heart to do so?
Well, I have to be real honest. I like to say I live on a two-way street. And that two-way is I make my living here, but I also want to give back to the community. And Secaucus, I often joke, people ask me where I live, and I say, well, I live in Secaucus, but I sleep in Hillsdale. Because I love the town, I love the people of the town, and the people in this town and the town have been so good to me that my donations dwarf what I've received from the town. Not only financially, and I don't mean just that, but the learning experience I had here, the mentors that I had here. I really feel that I was blessed the day I came in. And if you go through life with closed hands, they can't fill up either. They don't empty, but they can't fill up. So I like to go through life with open hands, and it comes in, it goes out, and you take care of your town, and you take care of the people that were good to you. So that's my belief.
That's a wonderful philosophy that you
Thank you.
have. But you are very well respected in your own right.
Thank you.
Donations aside, but the donations are just unbelievable. I know way back when everybody goes to Natoli's. Everybody has an opinion. You vent it when you go to Natoli's. What did you think about the library when we decided to name it the Secaucus Public Library and Business Resource Center? A lot of people were confused over how that was going to impact their services. What did you think about that idea?
Well, not only were they confused, but I think they were concerned. Because whenever there's change, people have fear. Are we growing too big? Are we still going to be the library for the children? Or are we going to be, when they hear business, they do get scared. But the catalyst for progress is change. And without change, you don't progress. So I think it was a visionary move on Secaucus' part, and I'm glad they had the courage and the foresight to do it. And I think everyone in town, I haven't heard anyone who had those worries or whatever say a negative word about it. I think it's received well, and I think it's just, I think really it went way over anyone's expectations.
I have to tell you, it even went over my expectations.
Great.
It did.
Great.
I knew that there were businesses coming here to this Meadowlands area, as we would call it, and we weren't providing them with some of the needs that they had. But I didn't realize how much they would provide us with some of what we needed in the forms of donations. I remember the bag of books that we used to call you once a month and say,
Yes.
Steve, can we have a bunch of bags?
Yes.
And we'll advertise your business, but we
Right.
don't have to buy the bags.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
on a little score, that was one thing, and then of course the major donations that came in. But
Absolutely.
we kind of got the feeling from you. You were always so involved with the library, and I don't. Before it was in fashion
Yes.
to do so.
Yes.
Why did you do that?
Well, I try to do it with everything. My goal is to never say no. You know, even if we can't do something on a large scale, do something. Always try to do something. Don't say no is a hard word for anybody to walk out the door and go, wow, I can't believe, Steve didn't do anything. But I have to tell you that I believe that America is built on the children. Children go to the library. We provide so much more, obviously, in this library. But I always thought, I do have a soft spot for the kids, and I always thought I related library and children in school. Maybe because I'm a little old school, but that's the way I was brought up. You had your library card, you went to the library, you needed a book. So I always felt that the library was always a fair and safe haven for the kids. And that's basically how I started, donating.
You started
Getting involved.
donating with our summer reading programs,
Mhm.
and you've continued that from the old library to this library. So that's almost 20 years now that you've
Yes.
been doing this.
Yes.
Of how many readers have gone through the summer. We
So many.
get so many every year,
Yes.
but they all eat the Steve
They
Natoli
eat the
pizza at the
pizza.
end.
Yes.
That's their reward. Isn't that a wonderful
Absolutely.
feeling?
I hope for as long as they're eating the Tully's pizza. But yeah, it's great. And I also like to say when I'm involved in something, just count me in every year. I sometimes you get so busy, so tied up. As I had a little confusion with today coming here and whatnot, I thought it was at the store. I don't ever want to miss someone. So when I'm really heavily involved in something that I believe in, I like to just say count me in every year, and we always do something.
You do. At the mini fair, we always know nobody else's pizza, just Steve Natoli's pizza.
Thank
And
you.
we just came off another mini
Yes,
fair.
successful
Mhm.
mini fair.
Good, I'm glad to hear
It's
that.
very nice.
That
very
it
nice.
was good for us too. But I know you make donations throughout the town, not
Mhm.
just the library.
Mhm.
So what are some of the other things that we're
Well,
You're-
we're involved obviously with Little League, Babe Ruth. A lot of the children today are involved in their own personal beauty pageant, a dance team that they might be on that might not be from the area. There's numerous things like that. Even the animal shelter. Everyone comes. I think I'm not being boastful, but I believe that people, obviously, whenever they're doing some type of benefit or charity, benefit for someone in need or whatever like that, or charity, I think it's safe to say, go to Steve. He never
do
says no.
something, right?
And that's the reputation we want. I want people to know that I want to be involved in the town, because I do love this town, period. And I just, if they're saying go to Steve, he never says no, that's what I want to hear. That's wonderful, and then I'm satisfied.
You were brought up by two wonderful people, so this has been
Thank you.
instilled in you, I'm
Thank you.
sure.
Yes, my
I know you
beautiful mother
speak of them often,
and my father. Yes,
and they did a great job.
thank you very much,
And I truly mean
and I
that.
thank you for them.
Tell me what role you think the library plays in the community, because as I said, you're the sounding board in this town. That's where everybody goes. And do you think that we're going to have the continuance even through the age of technology that's now advancing every day?
Mhm.
What
Well,
do you see as our
that's
role?
a two-part question.
Right.
So to the first part, I believe that Sea Caucus is the anchor of this community. The library, I'm sorry, is the anchor of the community. I thought about things that I would say here, and I have to be honest, I really believe that. I believe that this library in particular, we've had the library for 80 years, is that
Yes,
correct?
this is the anniversary.
But this one in particular has become the anchor of the town. And when you say, I'm sure in the households in town, or even by me, I don't know about this or I don't know about that, go to the library. Start there. I think the search for information starts here. I believe it's the information center, not just the place where you went with your library card like
Right.
years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where it all starts. And to the second part of the question, I really feel that libraries that are willing to change, as you guys had the courage to do here, because Kathy, you were very, very, very instrumental here. And you did such a great job. And I always say, when you do a good job, you wake up every morning and all you're thinking about is doing the right thing. And all good things fly over your shoulder. You don't go looking for them. They just fly right over your shoulders and land in front of you because you worked so hard and gave it such a good effort, which you did. But most of all, you did it with sincerity and from your heart, because I know you love this town also.
Right. Well, I just wanted to back you up there and say thank you. But there were a million people.
I
and
know that,
a
but
wonderful
I
staff.
always wanted to tell you that.
I know you're a great guy, but the
And,
staff here is second to none.
I know that. And they're still doing a great job.
Absolutely.
And
It continues.
again, if we continue to change, we'll roll with technology, we'll be around forever. As I'm not educated enough on libraries to know if libraries are going to go by the wayside because of technology, but I don't think this one is,
No, it won't.
because I think this one is technology.
It is now, and I think, as you said, they'll have the courage to continue to make the
Mhm.
relevant changes they're going to need to
Yes.
make in the future.
Yes,
What a community we have now with all of this multiculturalism.
it's beautiful.
But I have to tell you, even the students that come in here tell me they favorite American food is pizza.
They love pizza.
So you'll be here forever.
Yes, I hope so. I hope so. Because
You will.
retirement is not in my DNA, that's for sure. Slowing down a little bit, because I have wonderful people also. And I think I'll be able to do that, but I never would want to wake up in the morning and not be able to drive down to Secaucus.
See, the reason we wanted to ask you to be part of this 80th anniversary of the library is it's people like you that keep us going. People that support us, people that do say, ask me to do it and I'll help you out. You've done it so many times.
Thank you.
Not with just the library, I know the town, but we're talking about the library now. And it's important for people to know 20, 30, 40 years, whoever's looking at this in the future, knows the type of business community we had. I wish there were more like you. There are many,
Thank you.
but never as much with the heart
Thank you.
as you are. Now,
Thank you.
you get a little personal section here at the end. What do you have to say to anybody in the future that you'd like to leave, let this remain in perpetuity? Here's Steve Natoli.
All right. Well, before that, I want to back up 1 second and just say that so many times when you describe the amenities of a town or city, they're always geared to the children and the seniors. And in the middle, they get lost.
You're right.
Whereas Secaucus can boast that the amenity of this library is an amenity of the town. It covers all age groups and the business community. So whether you live or work in Secaucus, you have it all here. Whether you're 5 years old, 30 years old, 50 or 80, it's all here for you. So I would like to get that in because it's something that I really think is important for people to know about this particular amenity of our great town. And in closing, for perpetuity, often you hear that Secaucus is the jewel of the Meadowlands. And I would like to say, and go on record, that the library, Secaucus Library, is the jewel of Secaucus.
Thank you.
So I thank you for including me in this group of ladies and gents that I am sure if I knew the list of them, I look up to all of them. And I appreciate this interview.
We appreciate having you too.
Thank you.
You were very familiar with Margaret Grazioli, the former library
Yes.
director
Yes.
before me, and she always said something similar to what you did. The library is a facility you use from birth to death. Your mother might have been in here looking up names,
Yes.
and you're looking up doctors' prescriptions and
Yes.
whatever along the way. So it is true that you use it for life, and I know that you've made that life a lot better for
Thank
a
you.
lot of people.
Thank you so much.
So thank you so much.
Thanks.